Hey everyone, it's Saturday, it's 9th of December, and today I spent some time uh, promoting more my Snapchat help. So on Snapchat I'm there helping younger people how to become programmers and junior developers with planning their careers. It was going well so far, so I thought I would promote it more. So I published this on Twitter and on Snapchat that I'm happy to help for free other people, younger people, to join the programming. I will let you know how it goes, but so far I received an overwhelming number of messages, so I need to get through them. And the reason I'm helping those young people is because I'm aware of the situation that right now we have a huge income of younger developers to the programming. Some of them are from universities, some of them are switching from other professions, and there are probably possible two attitudes, like extreme attitudes. One is to just reject the whole thing, like to say like, this doesn't make sense, all those new programmers, there are just too many of them, they will never be good, they'll never be able to help other programmers and so on. And another attitude is to accept the fact, and that's what I'm trying to do, and try to help them. And obviously you can't really help them in any commercial way. They're usually young people. The reason they want to jump into programming is because they really have not that much money. So at least I can help with some advice which doesn't cost me that much. And I see the feedback from the people that they're really grateful. I can imagine that when I was at their age, when I was trying to get into programming, that was something that I would really be happy to get some advice from a person who is longer in the IT market. And the reason I'm doing it on Snapchat and not somewhere else, because kind of random reason, but it's if you are older than 25, then maybe Snapchat sounds funny for you, but the younger generation, they're probably all of them are on Snapchat right now, so this is their natural environment. So if I want to help them, reach out to them, then probably going into their environment is much better than asking them, I don't know, could you join LinkedIn and ask me there and ask questions on LinkedIn? This is probably not gonna work. So I'm going to them and trying to help them. And the nice thing is also that through Snapchat I can help people from really different countries, different continents, from rich countries, from poor countries. It doesn't really matter. Everyone from those countries have their questions, their doubts, and it's not easy for them to start. It's like in every industry, they need to learn from someone. Right, but how exactly did I start with Snapchat? That was, I think, 2 years ago when I had my first experiments with Snapchat, and the first time it was like totally what the fuck, and I just quit the application. It was unusable, the user interface was really something weird. But then I listened more to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he told me that that we need to give it more time. So I did give it more time, and then I understood that Snapchat is a bit more than just another tool for social networks. There is the concept of feed is a bit different, and I think Snapchat is changing the way of communication a little bit. I'm not saying this is a revolution, and just to clear this thing out, I know that Instagram is winning, Snapchat is losing, but I mean the whole concept of like what is Snapchat about. Snapchat maybe just in the history as the first tool that introduced it. Then we have Instagram stories and other parts. So I mean the concept, not really the tool actually. But actually the tool is not really dying. I think it's still growing in terms of user base right now, but I'm not sure. But I see, at least in my circles, I still have more and more followers. So at least for me, it seems to be growing. And after getting some time, I also understood why I'm not really coming back to this application that often. And the reason was because I didn't really find that many people who are sharing the same interests as me. So I mean programmers. And they were not there. So I decided to start this action called Snapchat for Programmers or something like that. I wrote a blog post. I invited people to join just so that we can experiment with this approach, with this idea together, so that we can communicate. And it kind of worked, kind of not. Like I did get some more people on Snapchat. Some of them stayed there, some of them left. And then I built, with some help of my friends, I built a webpage called DevSnap. And in DevSnap you can at least have a catalog of people who are developers and are on Snapchat. So at least you get this one problem solved of getting first people to follow, because that's the problem with Snapchat at the beginning. That was a good step because over the time I've had like this blog post which was very popular, and I've had DevSnap, so people were following me. So at least I had some way of communicating with people, and I met some new programmers over Snapchat from different countries, and I started learning, like understanding more how I can communicate. And Snapchat is also very active. It introduces new features like group chats, and now also there is the concept of stories. You can create your own stories. We kind of experiment right now with this at the company, but that's probably later to summarize if it works or not. So this is how I am in this position right now, that I'm followed by many programmers overall. Followed by many means like in terms of numbers is not huge, but in terms of the relationship, I think the relationship here is much deeper than on Twitter or on Facebook, where people just scroll and like and that's it. Here actually people seem to be more getting into conversation easier. So summarizing this, I'm getting some conversation with younger developers, and they have questions. Like today I answered questions like whether Java is a good choice for this specific person, whether how to solve the problem with decoupling game logic from a game development, from decoupling to Unity, for example. Another problem was to someone who doesn't really know whether he wants to go freelancing or to find a stable job. Other problem was for someone from a very specific local situation in their job market, and I was trying to help choosing the right technology. Someone else is a freelancer already but struggles with getting clients, so I recommended starting a blog at least, so just being out there. And I did try to recommend some marketing lessons, who to follow, from who to learn about it. What else was there? Yeah, some people are trying to start their company and they were asking more like business questions, which I'm happy to answer. So it's a really good situation to be able to help there, and I'm really happy, and I'm really happy that I can help at least. So I think I want to proceed with this experiment. So here is a call to action to you. If you know anyone who is interested in programming and they already kind of started doing programming but still have many doubts and emotions about it, you can ask them to join Snapchat, maybe just to follow me, so they can contact me on Snapchat, because Snapchat for me is like the easiest way to communicate right now. And I will try to help. So if you have any friend, brother, sister, cousin, or maybe you are in this position, you are a pre-junior or junior, or someone who is interested into joining the programming or is already in programming but has some worries about the career in the future and so on, I'm happy to help. That's part of why I'm on Snapchat. I'm not sure how long the experiment will be going on, but right now I seem to be very active on Snapchat. I open it every day, several times a day, and I will be there. So come and join me if you want to talk more. With the vlog format, it's a bit more difficult to have a real conversation. It's actually more me talking to you, while on Snapchat we can have a little bit more, I believe. So come to Snapchat, say hello, and let's talk over there. Thank you for watching my vlogs.